Live from the CBW Radio UK studios in Chelmsford, this is Off the Record with Big C and his trusty companions, Jazzy Jeff and Stinky Pete.
Good evening, everyone. A little bit on the late side today. Apologies for that. Technical issues again, as always. We always have. We like a technical issue. Had a few on the radio actually the last couple of days. But we've got Jazzy Jeff and we've got Stinky Pete with me. Yes, they're both waving. If you can watch us on Facebook Live or on Twitter or X, as it likes to be called these days, and I'll repost when Shaggy's posted the stream. I'll repost it. And we're also on YouTube Live. This is Off the Record, and we're in season 7, if you recall, and it's episode 2, number 172 overall. How are we, Willis boys? Start youngest first. Are we good, Jeff?
I had an emergency dentist appointment today.
You did?
Yeah, and I'm now on antibiotics, and I've got to go back again tomorrow.
Oh, no.
But
It's
apart from that, I'm tickety-boo.
I'm supposed to have an appointment, like a checkup. I keep getting told on an email or a text, one of the two. You should have a checkup, so I better go, I suppose.
I don't do them. I go when it hurts.
Oh, that's a fair comment, actually.
I go
do some good then, don't they?
I go every 6 months, as I'm supposed to. I get butchered by the dental hygienist, and I get my teeth checked out. And in spite of all of that, this one troublesome tooth is still a pain in the ass. And I have to ring them today, and I have an emergency appointment tomorrow. And I'm fairly certain that what I'm going to get is antibiotics and told to come back when I get back from Kuwait. So happy days.
Happy days. I feel a bit left out.
Yeah, you need to
have an emergency dental appointment.
I'm a bit concerned you're going to the dentist when your tooth is causing a pain in your ass.
When my tooth hurts, it causes a pain everywhere, I can assure you. It's the least of my worries.
So it sounds like you have a lousy dentist by the sound of it.
No, my dentist is
going the wrong end.
He's just very expensive.
Well, good luck anyway tomorrow at the dentist, and I hope you're better, Jazzy Jeff, and your antibiotics kicking. They normally take. You've got to have the full course, haven't you? So it's normally
you get told off otherwise.
Yeah, is it 10 days? 7 days?
I'm on 5 days.
5 days. Okay.
5 days, yeah.
Depends how strong the antibiotic is. The last lot I had would have dropped a horse. So it's about the only time I've slept decently in the last 10 years when I was on those antibiotics. Because, you take them and you go, I feel a bit tired. 3 hours later, you wake up collapsed on the sofa and you won't know what day it is.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I don't know. I don't know the story, but yeah. Right, okay. We are here on Off the Record. We're talking music. We don't have to talk football, do we? Have we bought Gibbs White yet? Have we triggered any more release clauses?
Well, I did get an in over the weekend. So I got an in over the weekend that we may be getting Whizzer from Brentford.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that Thomas Frank really is as nice a guy as he comes across as.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. He seems a good egg, does Thomas Frank. Is this in the know from Jazzy Jeff?
This is, I know the chaplain of Brentford Football Club.
Oh, okay. What about Gibbs White? Do we know anything about Gibbs White then while we're on the subject?
Well, the large fat Greek man is digging his heels in and deciding he doesn't want to sell his player, which we know goes really, really well because the player will basically go on strike and he'll end up getting his way anyway. But at the end of the day, I think we should go for Adam Wharton. And, there's a strong possibility that might happen.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will. We must be getting some money from somewhere.
In more important news, I just watched the Norway versus Italy Women's Euros game. And I can confirm that. I'm assuming Italy won because they scored in the last 3 minutes. But if England beats Sweden, then Italy are going to get butchered because they're rubbish. So you heard it here first.
All right, okay. I can't say I've seen any of the women's Euros.
I've seen all of it. I love it. It's way more entertaining to me. And it's way more entertaining than the men's game. much faster. They're much more skillful. Would rather watch the women's game 100 times out of 100 at international level. Not at club level, but at international level. Men's football is boring and the women's football is great. Love it.
I haven't really, mind you, I haven't watched any Wimbledon either, so that's not saying a great deal.
Wimbledon's crap. There's no point watching it.
Yeah, the women. I don't know, the women's football. Game. I just don't like it. It's just.
I love it.
I can get called misogynistic for not liking the women's football.
I like the women's football. I love the women's cricket as well. That's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I love all the women. I like all the women's sports. I bet
you do. I
prefer women's. I prefer women's tennis to men's.
Into sports, is she? Nudge, nudge.
Nudge, wink, wink. Say
no more. Right, okay. Let's quickly move on from that. Subject matter. Months ago, we had a podcast on what we considered, this is pre Jazzy Jeff's arrival on the scene, the 4 top heavyweights, if you like, English rock groups, even in the world, actually. But we were talking. We did
English. That one with Austin, and he agreed, and he's a proper musician. Therefore, we're right.
Okay, and the 4 bands were the Beatles and the Stones, and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. So what we have done, a bit of a twist to it. The 4 artists we've looked into, and we've discussed their own material at length, probably on a number of occasions. We're looking at cover versions over the years, our favourites, maybe some obvious ones in there as well, a general chit-chat, and a general running the rule over cover songs of those 4 artists, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, and Led Zeppelin. There'll be people out saying, but they're not the 4 best rock groups of all time, but, they probably are. I know Jazzy Jeff is probably saying that, actually, thinking about it for one of them.
No, I think they probably are, certainly from an English perspective. I think they probably are.
We're talking Led Zeppelin.
I have to like them, but I think they probably are the 4.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. All right. I'm sure Pete has given us, has given me certainly a little bit of. I think he's showing off at the amount of prep he's done for this particular podcast. I think last week, which was a nightmare, and I got blamed. Yeah, he's done serious prep for this one, which is good because there's a bit of Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin about which I'm sure about whom Stinky Pete is more of an expert than either Jazzy Jeff or I am. So that'll be good. I've calculated that overall between the 4 bands. That they have released 951 songs.
Blimey.
Nearly 1,000 songs. Split. Okay, well, which one has had the most songs?
Beatles.
No, Stones.
The Stones, yeah, because the Beatles are only around for like 7 or 8 years, weren't they?
And Zeppelin have had the least.
They've only had 213. But they're the 3rd highest, actually. The highest is the Rolling Stones with 400, and I think it's 422. That's a lot. And we've got the other 2. Pink Floyd have had 222. I don't know whether some of these are including some live releases or not. It's possible. And Pink Floyd on the bottom there between 68 and 80. I don't know whether they had anything after 80, did they?
Floyd? I thought you said Floyd were 3rd and that Zeppelin were last.
You're right. Sorry, I'm going mad here.
Yeah, I thought so.
Floyd 222, Led Zeppelin 94.
Yeah,
between 68 and 80. So they hadn't had anything because obviously, when did Bonham die? Around then, I assume.
Well, in the beginning of 1980.
So there's a heck of a lot of tunes. You think there'll be a heck of a lot of covers, and there have been. So, Stinky Pete, show us what you've been studying so.
Well, the interesting thing was, okay, so I looked at the Beatles first because I thought there's going to be millions of those, and true to form there was. And then I looked at the Rolling Stones and thought there's going to be millions of those, and true to form there was. The thing that surprised me was how many there were of Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, because I didn't know almost any of them. But then for me, I thought, well, having gone through this monster list of all the Beatles ones, I thought, well, I don't know most of these. So at random, I'm going to go on YouTube and Spotify and I'm going to listen to some of the ones which I think, I wonder what that sounds like. I wonder how interesting that is as a cover. So I've picked 2 or 3 which I knew very, very well. And the rest I've just picked and gone at random and gone, do I like them? And if I did, I've included them. And I did the same for the Stones. For the other 2, I took a slightly different tack, which we'll talk about when we get there.
For Floyd and Zeppelin, you're talking about, yeah.
Well, yeah, because Floyd and Zeppelin, rather than going down the obvious route of who's done the obvious covers, I spent hours trawling through YouTube looking at stuff and came up with some kind of sideways takes on those 2.
It's interesting. I was saying to Jazzy Jeff, was I not, Jeff, before we came on
You
air?
was.
I was indeed. And I was saying it's the Stones and the Beatles were easy in that, that they are quite, maybe, is it fair to say, a bit more accessible? And I was thinking with Pink Floyd especially, but maybe Zeppelin as well, they're not, certainly Floyd, start with Floyd, they're not the sort of band and the sort of songs that lots of artists would want to go and cover. I suggested to Jazzy before we started, it's not like, I don't know, Amy Winehouse will suddenly say, oh, let's do a Pink Floyd song. Zeppelin, I suppose a number of bands could cover Zeppelin, but that you're more likely to get Pink Floyd or Zeppelin on general albums, various artists. Just like I found actually on some, like a Dark Side of the Moon covers album, Return to the, I don't know what it's called. I found one here anyway.
Yeah, Return to the Dark Side.
Return to the Dark Side, something like that, yeah. And you find, some of them, and I hadn't listened to some of those as well. Whereas the other ones are a little bit easier. So, Jeff, you probably had the same issues with.
Well, I had all sorts of issues with this because I thought to myself, how am I gonna do this? I thought, okay, I'm just gonna put down the ones that I know. So for the Beatles and the Stones, I thought I'll just write down the ones that come straight to mind. These are the ones that I'll put down, and that was relatively straightforward. Whatever. For Zeppelin, I came up with 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, no, I know of another thing for Zeppelin, so I've made a note of that as well. So I got like 2.5.
Okay.
Can we deal with Pink Floyd now? Would that make life a lot easier?
Yeah, we can.
I can do Pink Floyd in about a minute if you give me a minute.
Well, this is turning the way we usually do it on the head, because we usually do the 2 biggies and then tack the others on at the end.
Well, you can do Pink Floyd whenever you like.
No. What I'm saying is that starting with Pink Floyd would be counterintuitive, because usually we'd start with the Beatles or the Stones. I'm cool with any, whichever.
Let's start with Pink Floyd. Let's be different then.
Let me just say what I'm going to say about Pink Floyd, because it'll make life a lot easier for the rest of for this part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Because I've rehearsed this.
Go on. Okay. Sounds good.
Syd Barrett.
Yes.
Roger Waters.
Yes.
Some other bloke whose name I can never remember. Dark Side of the Moon. Middle. Wish You Were Here. The Wall. That's it. They are the only things that I know about Pink Floyd generally. Tracks by name, Money, Time, and The Wall. Now, I own Dark Side of the Moon, and I still don't know what the tracks are, apart from Time and Money.
I think that's the thing with Dark Side of the Moon. It's one of those albums, as maybe Pete will agree, you've got to listen to it. It's an entire piece, isn't it, I guess?
And I play
you don't necessarily think of them as tracks.
I play it twice a year when I've got nothing better to listen to. Yeah. And I don't not like it, but it just washes by me. So that is the extent of my knowledge of Pink Floyd. I know none of their music, apart from what I've just said. So to come up with a cover that I've never heard of would have been pointless. So the rest of it's down to you two.
I'm sure a stinky pick. Well, I haven't got many more than that, to be fair.
Well, as I said, I've chosen 5, and I've chosen ones that are completely different, just because, otherwise the podcast gets boring because we do the same crap all the time.
Yeah.
So I've come at Pink Floyd from a totally different angle.
And that angle is?
Weird covers of Pink
Weird
Floyd.
covers. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Covers by people where you go, all right, I didn't see that coming.
All right, okay. So are there any real obvious covers? By what you're saying, it's like you want to avoid the obvious ones. But
Okay,
are there many obvious ones?
The one that I thought most people would know of this generation is the Foo Fighters cover of Have a Cigar, which is interesting because on the original, the Pink Floyd rendition of Have a Cigar, it isn't Roger Waters or Dave Gilmour singing.
That's the fella.
That's the one. Right,
Dave Gilmour.
one of the great guitarists. Yeah. On the actual Pink Floyd version, it's sung by Roy Harper, as in hats off to Roy Harper, linked to Led Zeppelin. But so in the Foo Fighters version, which I listened to, and not being particularly a Foo Fighters fan, I really like it. But it's not sung by Dave Grohl. It's sung by the late Taylor Hawkins.
Taylor Hawkins. Is it now? Which album is, I show my ignorance now thinking about it, Have a Cigar, the Pink Floyd. Is that on the wall?
No, Wish You Were Here.
Oh, it's on Wish You Were Here. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, Roy Harper. That's one of Slim Nick's
Sorry,
favourite.
I'm 90% certain it's Wish You Were Here. I know loads of the tracks, but they kind of, because I've got pretty well all of the Floyd albums, I forget which one's which. And I think, one of their albums stinks. So, in fact, 1.5 of them stink, but I've got them because I've got the collection.
That's probably the purely Roger Waters ones, is it?
The purely Roger Waters one, yeah. The one that's basically him whinging about his dad dying in the war, and frankly, he needs a slap. But that's
Final Cut. Is that the Final Cut?
The Final Cut, yeah, it's awful. I own it. It's a pristine edition. I've played it once and thought, right, that's not going anywhere near my turntable again unless I'm drunk.
I like the first track on that album, but that's probably about it. The Post-War Dream, I think it is.
Yeah.
It is on. You're right. It is on Wish You Were Here. It's
I thought it was.
Third track.
Yeah, that's right.
On Wish You Were Here. So it's probably the last track as well, actually, because they're probably quite long, aren't they?
In terms of bands that everybody would know and accessible versions, the Foo's version of Have a Cigar would be up there. The other 4 I've chosen are off-piste.
Oh, okay. Well, shall I go one that isn't? That's on piste.
Yeah, go. Jeff's basically sitting there listening, and so we'll do Floyd, and then we'll move on to the others.
We'll move on to some of the others. Okay. Well, I've got like you do most weeks, actually, if not all weeks. This might be an exception. You tend to cover songs, albums, singles, whatever that you own.
Yeah, I mean, I own a lot of these
tend
tracks,
to do that.
but I don't own the covers.
No, okay, that's what I was thinking. However, with me, that I've chosen a few that I do actually have.
Okay.
In one form or another, and I mean, it was an easy one for me because the first one that came to mind for me was See Emily Play, and it was David Bowie's version of See Emily Play, which was, I think, their second single. I think it was after Arnold Lane.
After Arnold Lane.
See Emily Play, which was on David Bowie's album Pin-Ups, which was an album of covers, not a highly rated album of covers. There's a lot of covers on. I might even include one of his Stones ones on there as well, actually. He's got Friday on My Mind, Easy Beats, all that sort of stuff on there as well. But I've chosen that because I do have the Pin-Ups album, and it's not a bad version. Do you find in your research, your incredibly extensive research, Stinky Pete?
You're taking the mick now, aren't you? I'm
not. If I was taking anything, it would be the piss, to be fair.
An incredible research that I did.
I'm sure you have. Did you find then that if you're going to cover a Pink Floyd song, it's often the Syd Barrett ones that got covered, or was that just me going bonkers?
Of the other ones that I've got, none of them are Syd Barrett ones.
Oh, I can't ignore that then. Martha Wainwright did a decent version of See Emily Play as well, actually.
Yeah.
You saw that one. It's not one of yours, is it?
I didn't choose it, but I saw that.
No, okay, yeah. It's a lot shorter. I mean, actually, the original Pink Floyd song's only about 2 and 3/4 minutes long. The Bowie version is just about 4 minutes, a little bit longer. It's a little bit more orchestration and stuff going on.
Yeah.
And Martha Wainwright's is about 2 and 1/4 minutes. From her album, I Know You're Married, But I've Got Feelings. So on the Bowie track, Mick Ronson and Trevor Bolder from the Spiders from Mars feature, not the drummer.
Woody Woodmansey.
His name escapes me. Woody
Woodmansey.
Woody Woodmansey. Okay. But yeah, that's my first one, and I'm going to throw another one in since I'm talking, and I'm not going to stop. I've got this as well. There was a tribute just after 9/11. There was a tribute concert. Well, there was a live gig in New York as well. All the proceeds went to the families and whatever, and to the fire department, the police department.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a TV special which was on. I don't know which channel it was. Probably was it NBC or ABC? One of those. And loads of different artists recorded songs on there, performed them. I mean, the Dixie Chicks, as they were called then, performed a new song, I believe, which turned it on their next album. Bruce Springsteen did My City in Ruins.
Yeah.
City in Ruins or City of Ruins, I think.
City of
And
Ruins.
Eddie Vedder did a cover as well. And this lot did too, which I've got down as well as the entire band, but I've got Limp Bizkit, who I'm not a particular fan, but also John Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls was singing it.
Okay.
I think it might have just been Fred Durst, is it from? I think it's Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit and one other. Then some new lyrics are written for the occasion, and it's just a moving version of it with the Goo Goo Dolls guy, John Resnick, singing. So and the song was "Wish You Were Here." So I didn't say that, but it's
Right.
"Wish You Were Here," which I know is, and you will agree, is on the "Wish You Were Here" album. Correct?
It is. Yes, it is. Indeed.
We got that. I think Jeff would have got that one as well. Are
And
you still
I
awake
got
there,
it.
Jeff?
What album is it? Wish You Were Here on? Yeah, I could have got that.
Yeah, you got that one. Yeah,
Well done.
You're still there. All right, so there's a couple from me. Probably the main two I've got for them. Actually, I've got a couple of others, but I had to look at that Return to Dark Side of the Moon album, and I've got a couple from that I quite enjoyed. But the main two would probably be those two.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is then I'm going to do my four now, and I'm going to do them just because they're all different, and I chose them deliberately because they are. So very, very quick one. There is an absolutely brilliant version of The Great Gig in the Sky by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, which you should listen to, because the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra are just about as good as orchestras get. And their rendition of The Great Gig in the Sky is very nice. So I've kind of thrown that one in. Let's go with the other three. All right. Number one, Wish You Were Here. There's a lot of Wish You Were Here's and Great Gigs in the Sky. Wish You Were Here, done by Wycliffe Jean.
Oh, okay.
It is, I listened to it and I thought, I really, really like this. It's played on a syncopated acoustic guitar. So it's kind of, the way he plays it, you should listen to it. The way he plays it is really clever. It takes the Wish You Were Here tune and most of the lyrics that we all know, but the way he does it, it's just this almost, like Redemption Song by Bob Marley.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's
like
almost that same kind of sound in the way he does it. But what I like about it is that he builds a bit, because you obviously kind of does that. It's not really rap, is it? It's kind of talking-ish, rappy thing towards the end of it. But it's nice because it's a bit of personal history. So there's a lyric, a young teen listening to hip hop. My brother tuned me in to rock. put me up on Pink Floyd, a band from the British blocks. And then at the end, he says, don't mistake this for just any cover tune. I'm a take you all to the dark side of the moon.
Mhm.
And I just think it's I mean, I love the Fugees and I love Lauryn Hill. So for me, when I saw this, I thought, this is going to be really interesting. And it was, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to choose that tomorrow, or I might
Okay.
choose it on one of the other days, because I've got one of the others, which for a laugh will do. So
Okay.
that's Wycliffe Jean. If you have 7 minutes of your life to spare, go on YouTube. Yeah, Jeff, you spend about 17 hours a day asleep. So you could easily
Hence, I haven't got it to spare.
You could piss off. So you could easily spare 7 minutes. There's a YouTube clip of Ukrainian X Factor. Okay. And one of the reasons I watched it originally was because the head judge is Yulia Sanina from Hard Kiss, who obviously I'm a big fan of. But naturally,
yes.
but there is this legendary thing. I got, God knows how many views it's got, but it's this big kind of housewifely Ukrainian woman called Tatiana. And she does this absolutely blinding version of The Great Gig in the Sky. You know, The Great Gig in the Sky thing, you know, it's from Dark Side of the Moon. It's basically the woman, just the wailing sounding, right. Okay.
Yeah.
She absolutely nails it. And the entire audience are gobsmacked. All of the judges are. She's just brilliant. And I've watched it so many times because she's just, obviously I don't speak Ukrainian. So when she talks about her backstory, I suspect that probably she wanted to be a singer originally. She ended up having a family and couldn't. And this was her second chance at second shot at glory kind of thing. That's kind of what I took from it. But it's absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. So 7 minutes of your life, you know, 3 minutes of which is her talking in Ukrainian to people. But the actual singing bit is fantastic.
She is housewifely. Was that the word you said?
She is very definitely housewifely. You would look at her and go, you, my darling, are a housewife.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, the other one that you have to watch on YouTube, there is this absolutely brilliant pair of
steady on
ultra-Orthodox Jews, okay, called Ari, Aryeh, and Gil Gat. So they're called the Gat brothers. And
I know these two.
Right, they are known for their performances of rock classics. Okay,
yes, I've seen them busking. They would do some busking.
Right, so basically they play live on the streets of Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, so their breakout song that they did, I mean, they do Wish You Were Here, which is good, but Shine On You Crazy Diamond is just brilliant.
Which part though? Which part of that song?
They do the whole thing. They do the whole Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Just the guy with his gold Strat and his brother playing acoustic. And the acoustic player also, he kind of uses the acoustic guitar as a bit of a drum as well. So he covers all of the bit that the lead guitarist doesn't cover, and he also does the singing. But the version of Shine On You Crazy Diamond, they've got a really kind of decent sized audience around the outside of them. And when they get to the singing bit, they're all joining in singing, and it's bloody marvelous. So, you know, I spend loads of time watching music stuff on YouTube, as you know. That's where I've discovered half this stuff. But it's absolutely fantastic. They do a great version of some of the Dire Straits stuff, you know. So they're worth watching.
One I remember some
really,
swing they did.
Really talented.
What was the surname again?
The Gat brothers, Area and Gil Gat.
It's G-A-T-T or G-H-A-T-T?
No, G-A-T.
Just G-A-T.
They've been described as ultra-orthodox rockers defying stereotypes.
I'm
and they
sure.
really are good.
I'm sure I played something by them on the radio actually, but
You may well have done.
I can't.
They're just really talented. I mean,
see
he's
it
not a
there.
great singer, but
No.
doesn't matter, because in
No.
that kind of environment where you're playing on the street and there's kind of car horns and kids on bikes and people eating ice cream and all the rest of it, but everybody they just gather in around them, and they are so good. The lead guitarist is brilliant. He absolutely nails the Dave Gilmour guitar sound. It's really worth watching. So that and Tatiana doing the Great Gig in the Sky.
They're your two
15 minutes,
favourites.
15 minutes of your life, you won't regret it. Trust me.
15 minutes for Shine On You Crazy Diamond's a bit short, isn't it? That must be about 25 minutes in all.
No, it's not. No. Oh, maybe it's about 15.
All the different parts of it. I mean, like 1 to 5 and 6 to 7 or whatever.
I'm not being funny. I watched it again the other day while I was prepping for this, and it's just mesmerising. They're just so damn good. So yeah, well worth.
They are good. I agree. From what I've seen of them, anyway.
So that's me Floyd's.
Must have a listen to that. All right, Jazzy Jeff, are you still with us? Are you still awake?
I'm awestruck with my brother's ability and understanding of this band.
Excellent, good stuff. Well, I tell you what, since you've been good and sitting there nice and quietly,
thank you.
Should we talk about the Stones maybe?
Okay.
Let's move on to the Stones, about which you might know a little bit more.
I wrote down 7 or 8, I think it was, Stones covers off the top of my head. Thought actually they're all perfectly acceptable. Some of them better than others, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I wrote down about 9 or 10, and I tried to trim it down to 4 or 5. But right, and Stinks, how many you got for Stones?
11.
All right, we'll go through these as quick as we can. We'll start with Jeff, since he's been good.
Let's do the obvious one. Ruby Tuesday.
All right.
Marian Faithfull.
Or even Melanie. Melanie.
That's what I meant. Did I say Marian
Ruby
Faithfull?
Tuesday.
You did.
Yeah.
No,
that's one of mine.
I think it's a better version than the original.
That I would probably argue with, but I like it. It's different. It's quirky. That's the word.
It's quirky.
Melanie, bless her. We lost her about 18 months ago, I think, didn't we?
Yes,
Melanie,
but she did find a new key, so it was okay.
That's excellent. Yeah.
Was it the key to the gates of heaven?
It could have been. It could have been.
Was that a Floyd reference?
No, it was a Jesus reference. But
I see.
He had just died, I suppose. That was
dear, oh dear.
Well, yeah, I've got Melanie Ruby Tuesday, but that's one of my favourite Stone songs, actually, as we may have discussed before. I just like to see anybody try to get to that last note of the first line of Ruby. I'm sure you do, because you're down that way under the voice.
I am down that way. I just think it's a really sultry, quite as you say, quite quirky version, and
it is.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And it got to number 3 in the UK in 1970.
Did it really?
It was a number 1 in the States.
And so it should have done.
You mentioned Marianne Faithfull. That's one of the others, sort of 1, 2, 3, probably one of the 5 I've got.
That's one of the ones. That's one of my 11. If we're talking about the same one.
We're talking about As Tears Go By.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got that down, Marianne Faithfull.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she recorded it before the Stones did their
She did.
version.
I did this in my research. This is one of the few cover versions. It's one of the few cover versions that was covered before the original.
I can think of another couple, actually, but
I can think of another couple as well. But
this was one of the few. Yeah,
it came out in 1964, and the Stones version was 65.
Cool. Okay, excellent. Another great Stones song wasn't a single over here. The Stones one, I don't think, but it was in the States and appeared on one of their million made-up albums in the States, like December's Children or something it was called, but that wasn't an album over here. So it was on a Stones album, but not on a UK album. Number 9, Marianne Faithfull's single was number 9 in the UK and number 22 in the States, as you say, in 1964, As Tears Go By. It was meant to be As Time Goes By when they first wrote it, but that had been taken, I think.
That's already been done by someone else.
Oh, Dooley. Was it Dooley Wilson on Casablanca?
Yeah.
Goes by. As time goes by, yeah. All the gin joints and all the world.
All the
Yeah.
towns.
Not, yeah.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As tears go by. All right then, smart ass. You give us one of your Stones ones then.
Well, I've
Think
gone
that is-
for. I've tried to go again. I mean, I've got some of the obvious ones, and I'll throw those in at the end if you haven't already mentioned them. But again, I've tried to go with different versions just to mix it up a bit. So, I can't get no satisfaction.
Oh, is this going to be Devo?
Yes, the breakout tune by Devo in 1978. It's a
I
really,
haven't included it, but yeah,
it's a really quirky version.
it is
but
another
I
quirky
really,
one.
But I really like it. I think it's just a clever rendition of the song.
Mm.
So Devo.
It was an American punky kind of song or band.
They were around. Well, they were around kind of in the punk era, and
77,
Jonathan
78.
Richman and the
More
Modern
new
Lovers.
wavy, really, yeah.
Yeah, a bit new wavy. Okay. Okay, shall I give one as well then?
Yep.
Right, I have gone for. All right, then I'll give one of these ones I've got that was released by somebody else before the Stones did it.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
It was a song that Jagger and Richards wrote, or was he Richard in those days? When did he add the S? This is what always throws me. He used to be called Keith Richard. Didn't want to be associated with Stiff Richard, I suppose. Out of Time. Chris Farlow.
I've got Out of Time as well, but not by Chris Farlow.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, Chris Farlow had a #1 hit with it in 1966, and they wrote it for him, actually, with him in mind, at least. Okay. He wanted to follow up. Is it Andrew Loog Oldham was their manager or
Yeah,
producer?
Andrew Loog Oldham was the manager. Yeah.
He also produced or managed Chris Farlow, and he'd had a hit, I think, with Think, and he wanted a follow-up hit that would be big, and he asked the Stones, and they gave him Out of Time, and of course it was a great rendition. The orchestration, very soulful vocal on it as well. Great vocalist, and yeah, produced by Michael Jackson. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you one chance to answer this question. Who do you think would have played on the guitar on this track around that era in the 60s that appeared on every track?
Jimmy Page?
Jimmy Page.
Well.
And also on drums was Andy White, but not the Andy White you know. Was there a Yes Andy White?
No, that was Alan White.
Alan
White, okay. Andy White was the guy that he's actually played on a Beatles record. He played on the first Beatles single, Love Me Do, when George Martin thought, this Ringo chap, he ain't got it. He ain't got it. So he got in Andy White to do it, which is a bit, I think Ringo was a bit put out, of course, because Pete Best had already been sacked because they didn't think he was much good as a drummer. And then he came in and he was turfed out. But he did appear, if you hear him, he's on the tambourine. If you hear a tambourine on Love Me Do, which is the single he was on, then it's Andy White on the drums and Ringo on the tambourine. But on the album, Please Please Me, Ringo's on it. So he's on drums, Jimmy Page on guitar, Out of Time. So your Out of Time then, Jeff, is by?
The Ramones.
Really? When did they do that? See, I didn't even know that.
I don't have that information with me. I didn't look that deeply. So I just picked ones out that I knew. So the Ramones did Out of Time.
Good grief. I wonder where that was then.
It's not one of their more heavy punky ones. It's a bit more pseudo punk.
They had an album with there was a few covers. They did a great version actually of a Creedence song. Have you ever seen the rain? I think.
Want me to tell you what album it's on?
Great song.
Well, I'm trying to look it up now actually, but Out of Time, Rolling Stones songs, Rolling Stones version, Chris Farlow version. It doesn't give me any other ones. Well, yeah, if you can tell me which album it's on, that would be useful. Then our listeners and viewers can rush away and dig it out.
I can't.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Have you got another one, Instincts?
I've got about another.
You've got another 8
or
9.
I'll give you another one, which is completely unexpected, which I didn't know about.
Oh.
This is a Rolling Stones cover done against the advice of the record company, and included as a hidden track on the cassette version of a 1983 album.
This is niche.
by an all-girl band.
Oh, all-girl band in '83. Are we talking the Go-Go's? Are we talking
Bananarama?
You're in the right direction with the Go-Go's.
Runaways?
Except it's not the Runaways, is it? It's
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Right, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And Joan Jett and the Blackhearts do a version of Star Star.
I've got that one as one of my reserves, Star Star.
Right. I listened to it. It's absolutely, I love Joan Jett, and she's just raw and raunchy, and it's an absolutely brilliant version of it. And she really, really, really puts her whole heart and soul into the F word. She does it with verve.
With gusto.
With gusto. It is a gusto-full version of Star Star.
Was Gusto on guitar?
That's Danny Gusto, you mean, from Tom Robinson.
That's the one.
Very good. No, anyway, so and again, I saw that she'd done it, and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. Listened to it, loved it, thought it was great.
Right, Colin.
Yes.
Out of Time.
Yes.
It's on the album Acid Eaters, released in 1993.
Okay, yeah, I know the album. I've got the album, but I didn't even notice that. It's one of those where you look at the song title and you think, I'm not sure that's going to be the same song. Got a damn fly coming around here now.
I've got flies everywhere in there. It's driving me mad.
Yeah, Acid Eaters. Out of Time. Oh, yeah, original by the Rolling Stones. Now, this obviously is an album of covers, because I notice you've got Journey to the Center of the Mind, which was originally done by the Amboy Dukes. It's written by Ted Nugent. You've got Substitute, the original by...
Yeah. The Whoa.
The Ho. Another one of Stink's favourite bands. The Shape of
Things to Come.
The Shape of Things to Come, which is by Max Frost and the Troopers. Somebody to Love.
Yeah.
Do you know that one? It's not the Queen version or the Queen song, but Jefferson Airplane. When I Was Young by the Animals. 7 and 7 Is, which you must know, Stinks. 7 and 7 Is, which was original by
14.
Love. It's an Arthur Lee song.
Yes, you're right. It is an Arthur Lee song. Yeah, sorry. I had a momentary lapse of reason there to bring in a Pink Floyd reference.
Yeah, what else we got? My Back Page is Have You Ever Seen the Rain? That's the one I was talking about, Creedence. So that's the album. Surf City they did as well. And Surfing Safari. I'm going to have to dig this album out. I've got it somewhere and listen to them because,
listen. Right, while you're doing that, I'm going to come in with 2 covers of the same song. How's that?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, Honky Tonk Woman.
Great song. I think my favourite Stones song.
By the Pogues.
Really?
And by Albert King.
Albert King on guitar, then. Yeah.
Vastly different styles.
I can imagine.
Albert King can't sing, okay, but he's a great guitarist.
Shane McGowan can, obviously.
But he can. There's something about his voice where he just goes, I need to listen to this.
Yeah.
Albert King's voice is so dull. But he's a great guitarist, and he has this. The version's got this great blues gospel chorus going on with the like with the gospel choir type thing. But Honky Tonk by the Pogues is it's a bit more punky Pogues, not twilly diddly dee tum Pogues.
Are you saying not Irishy Pogues?
Irishy Pogues.
It's a little more back to their original root concept.
Yeah.
It's not sawdust on the floor in the pub.
No,
sawdust on the floor pub sort of sound.
Indeed. No. So they're both worth a listen to if you get a moment.
Well, if you're going to request some songs over the next couple of days, I don't know whether you're going to have got time to request them. So I might actually hear them. The ones on YouTube that Stink's given me might be tricky. I'll have to.
No, I told you, I'm going with no. I'm going with Wycliffe Jean, mate. We're all
okay.
Do you know Perfect Gentleman? That's a great song.
Who by?
Wycliffe John.
Probably. I know a lot of his stuff. I really like him.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, he's good. Anyway,
carry on.
So the Pogues and what was the other one? Albert King. Okay.
Mr. King, Albert, sir.
Mr.
Albert,
King. All right. No, I'm going to go for another one that I had to go for. I thought Stinks would probably go for this as well, because you have to. Linda Ronstadt.
Right, she's on my list.
She's on my list.
So, a hat trick.
Tumbling dice.
With that drag shuffle, tumbling dice.
Which I think is my favourite Stones
cover. Or song. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think we've said this before when we had a Stones show.
But
yeah, it's Tumbling Dice from Simple Dreams.
But you know why she recorded it?
She likes it.
No, she recorded it because Mick Jagger and Keith Richard went to see her play somewhere in California, presumably.
Probably, yeah.
And at the end of the show, they went up to her and said, "You really should do more rock." And they gave us, and they said, "Do Tumbling Dice," which is why she recorded it. But it's a brilliant version.
It's a great version, but
I absolutely love it.
Can't go wrong with a Linda Ronstadt cover, as far as I'm concerned.
You can't go wrong with Linda Ronstadt anything, really, can you?
Well, true. United States, she number 32. Yeah, that's enough. 32 in the chart.
Linda Ronstadt, pictures on the wall, music on the discs.
I agree. It wasn't a single over here, sadly, but the album was in 78. She changed the lyrics around a little bit. Did you notice that from the Stones? The first line of the song, if you recall, of the Stones song. Do you know the opening line of the song, Jeff? Have you sung it on stage somewhere?
No, I've never sung it now. No.
Okay. Women think I'm tasty, but they're always trying to waste me. It's the opening line of the Stones song. Yeah. And Linda Ronstadt changed it to, people try to rape me, always think I'm crazy.
Well, there we go.
There we go, indeed.
That's a bit dark.
I was going to say
it is a bit dark. It's 78.
That is a bit dark for Linda, isn't it?
Yeah. She wouldn't write that now, probably, or
no.
Change the lyric. Right, so we all had that. Excellent news. One I've got to throw in, which is an absolute storming cover, and I think probably is my favourite Stones cover, listening to them all. They don't change anything significantly, but another band, we say Linda Ronstadt can do a great cover. There's another band that do great covers, great rock band. You must be familiar with them. Stinks, I know.
Thunder,
yeah. And their version of "Gimme Shelter" is absolutely
it's brilliant. I'd forgotten that one completely, but that is a great.
And I might play that on the show tomorrow morning on CBW Radio. In '93, it was recorded in aid of the homeless charity Shelter.
Yes, indeed.
So that's "Gimme Shelter" for me. And have you got any more Stones before we move on to another band?
I've got loads of Stones still.
Go on, let's give them three then.
How many have you got left, Jeff?
3.
All right. Well, let's get through them.
Well, okay. So I'll do 2 at a time then. So let's do a couple of girls. Again, someone I'm not particularly familiar with, but I thought, that sounds interesting. I'll give it a listen.
Can I guess?
Go on.
Tori Amos.
Yes. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Angie.
Yeah, one of my favourite Stones songs.
Off 1992's Crucify album. I listened to it and I thought, this is really heart-wrenching. I mean, this is wringing out every last drop of emotion from the song. And I know nothing about Tori Amos except I like her name. But actually, I just think it's a brilliant...
like her first name, probably.
Yeah, well, no, it'd be better if she was Lib Dem Amos or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
or
Tory.
Maybe her second name was Keto, since she'd be Amos Keto, wouldn't she? But anyway,
very good. And I've had 83 bites from them. So
well, now we need to have a conversation about that, because if you ever go back there again, I've got advice from people who go regularly. But park that thought. We'll come back to it when we're off air. All right. So Tori Amos. And then the other one, which I'm going to throw in, another one of my favourite female singers, 1975, Tina Turner, Under My Thumb.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Great version of Under My Thumb. Brilliant version.
Someone else did Under My Thumb. Was it Who? They did a version of Under My Thumb.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
They might even had a hit with it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but no, the Tina Turner version again. I love Tina Turner's voice, so yeah, it's brilliant.
Right,
Okay,
let me
then.
chuck mine in while we're still here.
Yeah, sure.
I've got an Angie. I've got a Steve Earle version of Angie.
Steve Earle. Oh,
Is there a
Love a
Steve
bit.
Earle?
Love a bit of Steve Earle.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Much better voice than Mick Jagger, but that's not difficult in my opinion.
no.
And the version of Angie's got this great little violin guitar mirror solo going on towards the end of it, which is worth a listen. Down Home Girl by the Old Crow Medicine Show.
What?
Never heard of him.
What, the Old Crow Medicine Show?
Never heard of them, and never heard of the song
No.
either.
You need to get in touch with the Old Crow. They are brilliant.
Is that after they split up from Doctor Hook? I assume.
It's a different band completely.
Doctor Hook and the Medicine Show. Oh, yeah, that was meant to be a humorous.
Sorry,
but there, but
well, there's no point going on about it anymore. They're a blues country yeehaw sort of, but they are fabulous. There's a great live version, not live, recorded YouTubey thing with Mumford and Sons with the Old Crow Medicine Show doing This Train Is Bound for Glory.
okay.
And it's worth watching. They are absolutely fantastic. And then the other one I've got, Pete would like this. Let's Spend the Night Together. That's not an option. That's not an advance.
Do not go there. I'm not interested.
By Roger Chapman.
From Family.
From Family.
Blimey.
Talking
about Robert.
That is
Mick Jagger voice.
I was going to say.
Huh?
If Mick Jagger doesn't have a voice, you give the song to Roger Chapman.
Roger Chapman's voice is just a tad unique, isn't it?
It's just a tad unique. Yeah.
Yes. I'll be with you in my own time. Got it now.
It's worth a listen if you've got nothing better to do with your life.
All right. I hope you're making a note of all. I'm sure you've got them all written down anyway, Jeff, if you want to request any of these things.
I can't write, so I have to type mine.
Oh, I'll type them then, whatever. Let me know later on if you want any of these played.
Right, so,
I don't know whether I've got any more, actually.
Well, okay, I'm going to throw in the 4 obvious ones then.
The Stones, yeah, go on there quickly.
Right, so Let's Spend the Night Together, Bowie.
Oh, yeah, I've got that one down, yeah.
Off Aladdin Sane. The one which I think is better than the original, and of all of these, the only one which I think is better than the original, and that's Guns N' Roses' version of Sympathy for the Devil.
Sympathy for the Devil, yeah,
I've always preferred their version of it to the original. Jumping Jack Flash, Peter Frampton, Off Frampton Comes Alive. Brilliant version.
Yeah, live version, yeah.
And Paint It Black by U2.
And what's that on? U2?
19, I don't know which it was, the 19, whatever the 1992 album was. Was that the Fly?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's
Paint It
also
Black's a good song.
There's also, I love it. Paint It Black's my favourite. Oh, that and Gimme Shelter are my 2 favourite songs. But there's also a really good Aretha Franklin version of I Ain't Got No Satisfaction as well. I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which was way back. It's 1968, so she must have recorded it, off the back of it being kind of around in the charts.
Otis Redding did a great version of it as well, actually.
Yes, he did.
Action.
Yeah.
Talking of Paint It Black, I've got a single in 78 it would have been, in the punk era. Real primitive, basic stuff. You'd hate it. Girl band, though, so that gives them plus points for you, no doubt.
Can we just be clear? If it's a girl band, I don't mind how shit they are. If it's a boy band, I'm not having it. All right, so just
okay. Well, there you go. This is a girl band. They're called the Modettes. They're a punky new wave band, and they did a version of it in 1978. Paint It Black. I don't know whether they've got anything else. Star. You mentioned Joan Jett. One of the albums I had in the 60s was the Golden Hour of the Searchers, and on that they did a version of the Jagger Richards song. Not sure whether they did it themselves, which was Take It or Leave It. That was the first time I heard that song, and I quite liked it.
Okay.
That sort of brings me memories back. And another punky one was the Cleveland band, actually. Another punky one on Sire Records had the single The Dead Boys, and they did a version of Tell Me You Got a whatever. And I'm trying to, it's on one of their very early albums. I'd have to check that out, but I think it's on one of their early albums, maybe the first or the second.
Don't know it.
Tell me you're coming back to me. You know it if you heard it.
Probably.
I'm sure you would. Is
I
that
might.
us done with the Stones? Have we
That's
done
us
it?
I
done with
think
the Stones.
that's we've buried the Rolling Stones,
Go on then.
so
Right.
they will now no longer be gathering moss. So what are we
Oh,
doing
very
now?
good.
Are we
We're
going
gonna do
to
Zeppelin.
resurrect Led Zeppelin?
We're going to
Well,
resurrect Led Zeppelin.
I think we're probably going to talk less time for Led Zeppelin, aren't we? So shouldn't we do the Beatles and then just do Zeppelin at the end? Because basically you aren't going to have anything at 5:45. So
If you want to, yeah, that's
you
fine.
choose.
We can do the Beatles. Needless to say, I didn't have a lot of trouble finding Beatles covers, nor did you.
well, the problem with the Beatles was that I just put into Google Beatles covers, and a year and a half later, I'd lost the will to live. Well, it just goes on for bloody ever. I mean, it's like there's some people who appear to have only done Beatles covers, because there's one bloke, I can't remember what his name was now, but there's literally hundreds of the damn things. And I was going, well, did you do anything that wasn't a Beatles cover?
Well, what's really funny is that when you put it in, you get things like Wings doing Beatles songs.
Yes.
That's not really that. That's
Don't count
not
that. No, don't count that.
Well, and George Harrison. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't do
So
that.
I just wrote down ones that came to my mind because I knew them, and there we are.
It's funny you talk about going on Google and looking at number of the Beatles covers, and it's going on for about 1.5 years later. You said, and you probably get to the bottom and you go on to the letter Y song titles, and you come up with Yesterday, and then you have another like a year and
4
a half
years
of covers
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
bottom there. The most covered song of all time.
Not anymore.
Oh, what is now?
Amazing Grace.
Is it?
Yeah.
I prefer Yesterday, to be honest.
I get that. I'm just...
Especially if it involves bagpipes. And the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards. And there is number one hit.
A dragoon a coin.
The Dragoon?
Yeah, wasn't that a coin?
No, it's a doubloon, you idiot.
No, doubloon, that was it, yeah.
It's not something you drink out of a Dragoon, is it?
Why would you guard one of those?
What is the matter with you people? For anyone else listening, I'm doing an entire show with utter morons. Good grief.
No, I'm not a moron. I'm a cretin. I think there's a difference. Well, the first Beatle cover was apparently by Kenny Lynch, of all people.
Good Lord.
He did a version of Misery, which turned out about a week before it appeared on the first Beatles album, Please Please Me. Del Shannon, I think, maybe had the first hit with a Beatles song with From Me to You. But even Ella Fitzgerald did a version of Can't Buy Me Love. Have you got that? I've got
an Ella Fitzgerald one on my... Not that one. I've got
not
one
that
on
one. No, she did Can't Buy Me Love.
You see, that's exactly the point. If Ella Fitzgerald did several, then there's these people who just basically cover the Beatles. So
there's one band.
I've chosen ones which are right left field.
Yeah, a band called the Smithereens, and they do so many Beatle covers. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they were on the list.
Notable ones. They started using them on adverts. I think when Michael Jackson bought out the outbid McCartney. You don't get that said very often, do you?
No.
For their publishing rights. Suddenly they were used on adverts. And they were even used, even on one of the John Lewis Christmas ads, one of the Beatles songs was used. Actually, a John Lennon song was used by Tom Adele. That was Real Love. But then Elbow did Golden Slumbers. And this is time for me to introduce my Beatle joke, which will go over everyone's head. I said to people in the past, the day a Beatles song would be used, you're looking, your expressions there, the day a Beatles song is used for a John Lewis advert at Christmas, it would be the beginning of the end. Now, do you get that? No. Abbey Road, there's a medley at the end, which is Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, and the end, which is what they finish on. So it's the start of the end, so the beginning of the end. It's kind of funny, right. But only your niche.
It's very amusing.
And now we've got it, and we'll always laugh at it again.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Right then, Jeff, have you got some obvious ones then?
I have. I'm going to give you a clue, and you can guess it.
Go on then.
First Scottish band to have a #1 hit.
Obladi Oblada.
Obla Da by Marmalade. Honestly,
I absolutely hate
Hate
that
that
song.
song. Yeah, he's off. You've set him off, Jeff.
No, I haven't. It's
honestly,
just of all, I love
who
the
can
Beatles.
tell the difference between that one and the original?
Oh, I definitely can.
Yeah, okay. Who isn't a Beatles fan? Who can tell the difference?
I think anyone can tell the difference. I mean, for a start, it starts because Lennon hated the song like Stinky Pete.
Okay, see, me and
And
John, we're tight.
yeah, you're tight. He hated it so much, and they did about, I don't know, 80 takes of it. And at the end, he got so pissed off. Said, come on then, take 108 or whatever it was. And he just pounds the piano intro, dun, 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 and they left it in.
Yeah.
He was really pissed off at the time when he did it. But that's the intro to the Beatles verse. Marmalade did have a number one with it. They had a few number ones, actually.
They were called Wild Marmalade. I didn't know that.
No, not Marmalade. Sorry, no. The Beatles covers that were
Beatles
number ones. In fact, I made a list of them somewhere. Marmalade was one of them. Go on,
Another
Sticks.
one of my ones got to number one as well.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is probably one that is it about 68 time?
Yes, it is in 1968 as well.
It's got to be one that Stinks has got. Then, which will be Joe Cocker,
It will be Joe Cocker. Yeah.
and with
Right,
a little help from my
that's on
friend.
my list of very, very obvious ones, and that
Yeah.
is, in my opinion, massively and significantly better than the original. But I don't particularly like the original, so
I do. I
no,
do.
I'm sure you do.
I
do
like
as well.
both versions. I like both. versions.
I love both versions, but I would choose Joe Cocker's version over the other one. So that's one of
the thing I like about the original version, but it's Ringo singing, who we're talking about people who haven't got a great voice. All right, we talked about Mick Jagger, we talked about Roger Chapman, and that's just name but two. Ringo probably will be thrown in, not the greatest of voice, bit nasally.
Are you dissing Ringo?
No, because he's a great drummer.
Back off,
He's not
Boogaloo.
a great singer. Back off, Boogaloo. You're going to sing there.
Boom. See what I did there?
Yeah, see what you did. But it's just more of a song.
Yeah.
With a little bit of help by Joe
It's
Cocker.
more of a song.
It's a song
it's
rather
got
than
music
a
and
massive
words.
performance.
It's a bloody song.
You know what I mean? It's a song.
know.
It's a jolly little song. Joe Cocker, as much as I like it, it's a completely different ball game, and turns it into this massive performance.
Yeah.
A massive vocal on it and everything, and orchestration, and it's not simple at all. They are completely different, but I do like both. But given the choice, I would rather listen to the Beatles version than Joe Cocker, if I'm honest. But I know neither of you would.
I would.
You'd rather
But
listen
I
to
love
the
Joe
Beatles.
Cocker's version. But as the opening gambit, give or take a bit, to
Yeah.
Sergeant Pepper, it is absolutely perfectly placed,
Spot
and
on, isn't
its style is spot on.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely spot on. It starts the story.
Okay. And while I was getting excited about all those, I didn't find the number ones that were with other artists. I've got them written down here somewhere. Stinks, you got another one?
Well, I'm going to throw in, because we've got so many to talk about, I'm going to throw in two obvious ones.
Yeah, go on.
But again, one of them I like as much as the original, and one of them I prefer to the original. So the obvious one, which I love and is one of my favourite tracks by the band in question, is Ticket to Ride by the Carpenters.
Right, that's one of my 4 top ones.
That's one of mine as well.
Oh, that's one of yours as well. Excellent.
I had that as number one. It's an absolutely brilliant version, and I love the Beatles' Ticket to Ride. It was one of the first Beatles songs that, as a kid, I really got into. But now I just love Karen Carpenter's voice is to die for. And I just think her delivery of that song is beautiful. And if gun to the head, if I had to choose between the two, I would choose the Carpenters version. That's not anything against the Beatles version. I just absolutely love it. And the other one, which is definitely better than the Beatles version, not because it's particularly a good song, I just prefer the rendition.
Oh, U2.
U2, Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah. Which
that's
is
not what that's not what I thought you were going to say. Okay.
Well, that's all right. But I again, I'm not a particular fan of Helter, but I mean, Rattle and Hum, I was playing that the other day. Rattle and Hum is a great album, and Helter Skelter is a really, really brilliant rendition of a song which I don't particularly like. But it's
This is a song that Charles Manson stole from the Beatles.
Yeah, it is indeed.
And we're stealing it back.
So there we go. That's three of the obvious ones which we've covered between us.
Okay, well, Ticket to Ride, yeah, I do love it. But yeah, the original one is so good. It's another one of those that has a nice little riff in as well, actually.
Yeah.
And I think, I may have said this before, but I'll say it again. For the time, 65, I think it was actually quite heavy sound to
Oh, it was. Yeah, absolutely.
chunky, yeah.
And it was the first single over 3 minutes as well. I know it doesn't take it to Pete's lengths of songs, but it's getting that way, over 3 minutes for a single. Okay, I found that list that I had, by the way. Other number ones, I'm sure they did have some. Billy J. Kramer and the Coaters had a lot of songs of theirs, and of Lennon McCartney's. They got to number one with "Bad to Me," which had a B-side of "I Call Your Name," which is another Lennon McCartney song. Of course, Peter and Gordon had a number one hit with "A World Without Love." Peter Asher being Jane Asher, with whom Paul McCartney had a romantic relationship. Her brother, Peter Asher, and Gordon Waller, who I think he's dead now, actually, Gordon Waller. That was a number one. No, any other number ones? Some other big hits that were written. They wrote so many, especially McCartney, that he could just give them to other people, and they didn't even record them themselves.
You like Mary Hopkin?
I love
Mary
that song.
Hopkin. Cilla Black had a couple. "Step Inside Love" is one of McCartney's songs.
I hate that song. I hate that version of it anyway.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, I think
can we just be clear here that these aren't actually covers of Beatles songs, are they? These are just songs that were given to them by members of the Beatles. That's slightly different.
Well, I think what we've done here, though, Pete, is to open the floodgates to enable Colin to speak about the Beatles at random.
It does. So now we've got several choices, one of which, Shaggy, can you just disconnect Colin?
Now
Jeff and I'll have a chat about the Beatles.
One thing, that's very harsh, I think, very harsh. But I was sort of just throwing that in. Michelle was a number one as well. But they did record that one, that counts.
Yes, because they recorded
the number one hit with that.
Yes, absolutely.
And, what else? Any others? No.
Was "Gotta Get You Into My Life" number one?
No, it wasn't, but I've got that down.
It should have been.
Mine.
Because it's brilliant.
I'll tell you where it got.
Who
number
covered
33.
it?
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right. In fact,
completely different version.
Yes.
Yeah. It's what I would call a cool version of it.
Okay.
Innovative.
Disco funk at its best.
Yeah, it is.
I've got 4 or 5 innovative things on here, apart from other obvious ones. So.
Oh, well, I had Earth, Wind and Fire, Got to Get You Into My Life. Won a Grammy for best. This is a mouthful. They make up these Grammy awards. Grammy for the best instrumental arrangement accompanying vocalists.
Good grief!
Hang on, what? I'm sorry.
It won a Grammy.
Isn't that just the song?
Yeah, I think so. Grammy for best instrumental arrangement accompanying vocalists. So they're talking about the arrangement behind the vocalists.
Yeah, or in other words, a song.
Well, if you want
to be, you can have a song that's naked, just a song and an instrument.
Yes,
this is for the full.
All right. It also got nominated, Mr. Smartass, for the best pop performance by a duo or group with vocals.
Which is amusing because the last thing that Earth, Wind and Fire are is a duo.
I'll just say a group or a group.
Basically an entire army on the stage.
Definitely it's an army.
They were very good live.
Come on, who's next then? Who's next then to shut me up?
Right, I'm going in here with I'm going to go in here with some of my ones that are different. I'm not going to do them all at the same time. Right, okay, so one of my favourite songs by the Beatles, right up there in the top 5, Eleanor Rigby.
Okay.
The version by Joan Baez is beautiful.
Oh, okay, that threw me.
Okay.
I thought you were Charles.
No. Eleanor Rigby by Joan Baez. It's really, really nice. The background to it is just this very, very simple acoustic riff. So it's an acoustic riff and her voice, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a superb rendition of what I think is one of their very, very best songs. So Eleanor Rigby, Joan Baez.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Are you going to throw any other ones in then?
I'll throw in another one if you like.
Yeah, go on,
which there's so I'll do another one and then someone else, and I'll come back.
Yeah.
1995, The Long and Winding Road, the George Benson version,
Oh,
which
interesting.
is brilliant. I played the whole thing through to remind myself of how brilliant it was, and it is indeed brilliant. George Benson, Jeff and I both, is one of the people we very definitely share in common. He is just brilliant as a guitarist and a singer and a composer. But as we talked about the other week, he also does brilliant cover versions. A lot of his stuff, he does great covers. And this is right up there as one of the great covers.
Long and Winding Road. Love that song.
I do. It's one of my favourite songs.
It's a great song.
I love it. And yeah, it was Tom Jones was offered it actually by McCartney, early '69. I don't think I'd have enjoyed it as much if he turned it down.
Well, that's
and
really.
he released another song instead, which flopped. Long and Winding Road.
The Short Straight Pathway.
Yeah, something
Very
like
good,
that.
Jeff.
You say that. But someone asked him about the song "Long and Winding Road," McCartney, and they said, "Well, it's about the end of the band, and what a tortuous a journey it's been from the beginnings of Hamburg all the way through, all the legal disputes, and you got to the end finally. And is that the long and winding road that you're talking about?" Just no, I'm not going to do a Scouse accent. No, it was just a windy track to the farm on Mull. I think it was that he was singing about. But whether he's talking facetiously like Stinks does all the time, I don't really know. I love the song, even though he didn't like McCartney. He didn't like all spectrisms, all the choirs and the orchestrations. One of the reasons he announced he's left the Beatles, in fact, wasn't it? What he bastardized the song, but he probably loves it now, like we all do. Right, Jeff.
Shall I throw a couple of jazz versions in?
Yeah, go on then.
Count Basie Orchestra, All My Loving, which is a bit of swinging Beatles.
Oh, nice.
If that's legal nowadays.
Yeah.
You can swing as much as you like, mate.
So that's worth a listen.
Don't get caught.
It's swinging Beatles. It's not like firing dwarfs out of cannons, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's a different thing. But you do have to listen quite. You do. That's only allowed if you're a Barcelona player. You have to be a little bit careful and listen quite hard for the actual tune of All My Loving, but it is there if you listen hard enough.
That's jazz, though, for you. That's jazz.
That's jazz.
Excuse me.
My Ella Fitzgerald is completely off piste for her.
Yeah.
Savoy Truffle.
George Harrison's song.
Off White Album.
Off of the White Album, yeah. Lots of chocolates in that. Should like
Ella
that.
Fitzgerald putting Shirley Bassey to shame, doing Shirley Bassey basically.
Interesting.
It's an interesting version. It's a bit poppy for her. The horns are immaculate, but yeah, it's worth a listen. It's not one of her best, but it's quite interesting.
It's not one of George Harrison's best, but it's all right. It's on the White Album. Yeah. He wrote it for Eric Clapton. Apparently, he was just sitting around eating chocolates from the was it milk tray box or something? All the strawberry creams and the Montelemar. All the different. There's a lot of other ones in there. I can't remember them all.
Sorry, when you eat a Montelemar, do you have to sing in that way? Because I need to know this. Because when I'm at Jeff's at Christmas time, if he invites me, I need to know when the box.
Definitely, you definitely need to
go.
go.
I get the Montelemar.
Montelemar. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Okay, now you know.
Now we know.
Shall I give you another one?
Yeah.
Another beautiful rendition of a beautiful Paul McCartney song, which was featured on their Revolver album in 1966. Maybe one of his finest songs, in my humble opinion. Here, There, and Everywhere.
Gorgeous song.
And it was on Emmylou Harris's Hotel album.
She's got
her third album
in
1976. It was a hit in the States, got to number 65, not massive, but it wasn't a hit over here. But yeah, Emmylou Harris, it's just a great song. And you can't really go wrong with a song like that, but it is a very good version.
You've got to try really hard to mess that sort of thing up.
Well, you have. You say that, but Yesterday's a lovely song, really. Everyone hears it all the time. But I'm sure that people can really screw that up.
I could screw it really badly.
Yes.
I'm
Ding,
making
ding,
that
ding,
comment.
ding, ding. Right. Stinky, another one then.
Okay, well, I'm going to
Mm.
do two which are so completely different
All
that
right.
you go, this is how good the Beatles are, because they wrote songs that could be interpreted in such different ways. So
Yes.
the first one, and just to follow the kind of vaguely jazzy route, this
Yep.
is by the person who is referred to as the godfather of fusion, as you know, one of my favorite things. And this
Well,
is Something by Larry Coryell. And I listened to it the other day when I was doing my extensive research,
very
and
extensive research. Yeah.
massively extensive research,
Yeah.
in order to avoid having completely the wrong subject.
Yes. Last
And
week.
it's
Hey, let it go.
you're no, listen, I'm dining out on this for the next 10 years, mate. Do you know Larry Coryell, Jeff?
I've never met him.
No, you freaking idiot. I mean, do you know the music? Okay. He's
I
a
don't.
he's a really, really good jazz guitarist. And you will like it, Jeff. 100% sure. Definitely think you will like it. I didn't know it at all, but I mean, I like Larry Coryell, and I thought, right, I'm going to give this a listen. And like the other one you quoted, you can tell it's something, but it's jazz, so it kind of goes off places. But the basic concept and theme is there, and he is such a good guitarist. He absolutely brilliant. I'm over the 2 days, I might well choose that, just because it's so different. And then the other one, I think, Colin, one of your least favourite Beatles songs. Tell me if I'm doing you a disservice here. You're not a fan of Taxman, are you?
I like Taxman. Yeah.
Oh, you do. I thought
Yeah.
someone said they didn't like Taxman. Okay,
Wasn't me.
I don't like the Taxman generally.
No, I don't like Taxmen generally.
Don't talk about the bloody Taxman. But under no circumstances, me and the HMRC, we are not the best of friends. Bastards. Anyway, so there is an absolutely brilliant version of Taxman by Black Oak, Arkansas.
Oh, really? Well, the American band, obviously.
Yeah. No, really. Led by Big Jim Dandy.
Oh, yes. Made up name.
That's a real name, apparently.
No,
it was released in 1975, and it is a massively heavy riff. It's one of those things, you know, when we talk, if I'd known about this, I would have talked about it when we did the riff thing a few weeks ago, because it absolutely storms out of the speakers and you're going, good grief, where did that come from? It's totally unlike the Beatles version of it, but I'm going to choose it because it's completely left field. I loved it.
That's what we like. Fusion isn't what I like, but I mean, I like the variety. When you mention the word fusion, you know, I go out in cold sweats.
But he's only called the father of fusion. That's just because people took his way of playing the guitar, but he basically plays on his own. So he doesn't play fusion music. He's a jazz guitarist.
Okay, all right.
He's really good. You'll like it.
Taxman. I know the Jam did a version of Taxman. No, they called it Start, didn't they? Yeah, that's the one. No, seriously, they did do a cover of Taxman, I think, actually, the Jam on an outtakes thing I've got. Okay. Oh, Jeff, go over to you. Got any more?
I've got 3 more. I can run through it quickly.
Yeah,
Very obvious one, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Elton John.
I've got that down here
somewhere. I've got that.
Great interpretation for a great song.
With John Lennon featuring on it, in fact. He's on guitar and
really?
backing vocals. Yeah.
Yes, I did not know that.
It's all part of the deal that he had with I think maybe it was after that, but I think it must have been part of the deal where John Lennon he was the last Beatle to have a #1 in the US.
Okay.
Yeah, even Ringo had 2 #1s, I think. McCartney and George Harrison, obviously, he didn't get a #1 over in the US, and so he asked Elton to help him out on a song, and he recorded with Elton "Whatever Gets You Through the Night," which did go to #1. And he said, "Look, I'll tell you what, if this goes to #1, I'll perform on stage with it at Madison Square Gardens." And it went to #1, and sure enough, for his last ever live performance in front of a paying crowd, John Lennon went on and sang with him, and he sang Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds,
Yeah,
which he did sing on the backing vocals and guitar on the original song too, the Elton John original recorded version, I should say. And I also did a version of I Saw Her Standing There, which was in. One could put that down as a.
Oh, good.
I didn't put Lucy in the Sky as my top ones, but it's definitely on my list here.
It's there,
And
yeah.
what's the other one?
It's on my-
Here
on
Comes
my-
the Sun, Cockney Rebel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
on my
Oh,
list.
someone asked. Neil mentioned that one. He's a big Steve.
Love Steve Harley's voice, and it's a great version of it.
It is.
Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, which is it was done for a film, like a film called All This and World War II.
No, I don't know that version, but I really like that song, and I like Frankie Valli, so I think I'm going to like that.
It's very Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. It's all high pitched first harmonies, you know.
Someone else I thought did a version. Did not Stevie Wonder do We Can Work It Out?
Probably.
That's sort of intro to it.
My eldest son.
Stevie Wonder, I'm sure it is.
My eldest son did get involved with this and demanded that I tell you which one he chose. And I can't remember who it's by. Let me tell you here now. I've just got it here. It is a version of. I can't open it. It's by Gary Clark Jr.
I know Gary Clark Jr. I know the name.
Yeah.
And it is Come Together from the Justice League film.
Okay.
Apparently it's very good. I haven't heard it, but James told me I was supposed to listen to it before I came on. But
okay.
I didn't.
Come Together is a good. There's a couple of versions of that something floating around as well, aren't there? The Michael Jackson did a cover of it, didn't he? And was it Aerosmith? Was it Come Together Aerosmith? I think so. Might be wrong.
That's me out. I'm done.
I've got 3 more quickies to mention, and then I'm done.
Let's have a quickie then, Pete.
All right, a quickie. I'm in for a quickie always, at no question whatsoever. Show me the quickie, and I'm there. Right, so a very obvious one. Eric Clapton, 2003. While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. He was on the original version, of course, as well.
He was, yeah, but he does his own version. Again, an interesting one which I didn't know about, which I listened to and I kind of quite liked. Judy Collins's version of Norwegian Wood.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
I really love Judy Collins's voice. It's quite kind of fragile, and that's kind of what I like about it. And I love Norwegian Wood, so it's up there with Eleanor Rigby as one of my favourites.
It's one of my least favourite Beatles songs.
What, Norwegian Wood?
Yeah,
I used to love playing that on guitar, actually.
No, I really like it.
Just about do the riff on that. Ding, 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 ding. That one. And just where it comes into the middle 8 bit. Just when you start just drumming it. Love it.
And then I'll give you a twofer. There is Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and Day Tripper, both done by Jimi Hendrix, one at the Hollywood Bowl in 1967 and one at the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970. They were the two Beatles covers that he did fairly regularly live. But the Sergeant Pepper at the Isle of Wight is what, it's the one he's well known for, because it's kind of the last thing he does in his last gig.
I remember McCartney saying once that when Sergeant Pepper, the album, came out, June 1st, was it, 67? Something like that. That weekend, maybe the next day, they went to see Jimi Hendrix, the band. The band went to see Jimi Hendrix, so presumably Ringo and George and that. And one of his proudest moments, McCartney, was Hendrix sang Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It had only been released like the previous day.
Oh, interesting. Well, anyway, so it was one of the ones that he did. So I thought I can't.
And he did Day Tripper as well.
Throwing in Hendrix.
And talking of Day Tripper, Otis Redding, I think, did Day Tripper as well, which is another good version of it. Another good version, again, I haven't got any of these written down, I'm just coming off the top of my head now, was Hey Jude. Wilson Pickett did a good version of Hey Jude. As you can imagine, it probably would be a good version. And what else have I got? Well, the last main one I got, just to be a little bit different, I think. We talked about the White Album earlier on. and Savoy Truffle of Jazzy Jeff's one of his songs by who was it by against?
Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah, I should have remembered. My apologies. Ringo's very first solo composition was on the album, the White Double. Country and Western song it was, called Don't Pass Me By.
Okay.
Sounds awful.
And I have chosen from 1988 a real Southern rock band bluesy version of that song Don't Pass Me By the Georgia Satellites. Do you
They're
remember
a
the
good band.
They are a good band.
great Southern rock band with a Kick Your Hands to Yourself they did as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Battleship Chains, but they did a great version of, and I think I'll play this tomorrow as well because I just love it. It's a great intro. Ding, 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 ding. Don't Pass Me By, Georgia Satellites. That's my last big one. I've got other ones, but we can mention them in passing. But
Right, so that gives us 25 minutes to knock off Led Zeppelin then, and
we could do. Well, that's not a quickie, is it? Oh, I've one other.
You can't have a quickie to Led Zeppelin. Santana, different story. Barry White, definitely not.
No, you can't have a quickie to Kashmir, can you? Really?
No, absolutely
I've just thought of another final Beatles one I'll throw in. Oh, there's loads I could. There was a great version too, actually. One is Hey Bulldog at the tribute to the Beatles concert in 2014. McCartney and Starr were there, and Jeff Lynne, bless him, he had to cancel his last concert the other day, didn't he? I hope he's okay. Broken hand or something. He's got an infection. Jeff Lynne and Dave Grohl did a version of Hey Bulldog from the Yellow Submarine album, which was good, and other covers of Beatles song. I don't know if you ever watched Jules Holland and his later shows, the live recordings, Hootenannies or whatever. He did an absolutely great version with the Stereophonics of Revolution. So I'm gonna throw that one in. You Led Zeppelin, over to you, Stinks. You're the man. You the man with Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
You're not the man for quickies, really. But...
I've chosen five things. Two of which are just individual tracks. No, three of which are individual tracks, and then two of them are entire Led Zeppelin cover things. So, which way do you want to
albums? Do yeah, all right.
Right. Okay. So
I know what one of them is.
Well, we'll come to that later. So let's do the individual. Let's start with the individual tracks. I don't think that you can do. I don't think you can do cover versions of Led Zeppelin songs without mentioning Heart's version of "Stairway to Heaven" at the.
That's one of my big four. "Stairway to Heaven."
Right. You've played that on the radio show. The fact that they play it with the remaining members of Zeppelin in the audience, the fact that Jason Bonham is on drums, the fact that they've got everybody in the choir dressed like John Bonham with the bowler hat, it's just and the fact that you've got Obama in the audience and Oprah Winfrey. I mean, it's a who's who, and absolutely everybody is loving it. And Anne and Nancy Wilson absolutely nailed that. I think they kill it. It's absolutely brilliant. And the most intimidating or the most intimidated guy in that room must have been the guy doing the lead guitar part with Jimmy Page watching him. I mean, that's the kind of thing where you go, yeah, am I really up for this? But again, he did it as well. And I've watched it heaven knows how many times, because when I'm watching music on YouTube, stuff that you've watched before kind of loads next, doesn't it? And whenever it comes on, I think I can't switch it off because it's just absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a tribute to Led Zeppelin. That was in a concert, wasn't it, in December 2012, I believe.
Yeah, it was. It was the Kennedy Center. It was when
the Kennedy Center Honors. It says here. Yeah.
Kennedy Center Honors. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Hearts. That was definitely one of my four. And I'm going to throw another one in. Talking of watching YouTube and I'll watch this one on YouTube, and hopefully I'll be able to play this one tomorrow too, because I think it's an absolutely brilliant version. It's one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs anyway. On Led Zeppelin 4, the most. I'd say most Quo-like song on there. Is that harsh to say, or good to say, or
No.
completely wrong? But rock and roll.
Yeah, that is the most global. That is the most.
Yeah,
Global.
okay. And I've got the live version in 1986 with Michael Anthony on bass. You got Sammy Hagar on vocals. You got Eddie Van Halen on the guitar. Van Halen live in '86. Rock and roll is absolutely electric.
That is
And
that's a brilliant version.
you got to watch it when they started. The riff at the start, and you see the three of them going across the stage doing the. I was going to say it won't mean anything to people in America, but doing the Angela Rippon kick
Yes.
across the guitar, across the stage, all three of them across the stage. Brilliant stuff. Van Halen, rock and roll.
Yeah, that is a brilliant.
Have any Led Zeppelin, Jeff, or are you leaving it to?
No, I've got 2.5.
Okay,
you did say
give us right. Give us one of your 2.5.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this is say to you because I just wrote down the ones that I knew off the top of my head without thinking about it. So I've never heard Hart's version of Stairway to Heaven. I'm sure it's brilliant.
You should
like
listen
it,
to
yeah.
it. You will
But
like.
I
You'll love
have-
it, Jeff. It's brilliant.
But I have heard Ralph Harris's.
Oh, park that thought.
And
There
then
is-
bin it.
So there's
there's a
my
story
half.
here.
So there's my half. Can I do my whole one?
Yeah.
Go on then.
We'll stay with that. Whole lot of laugh. CCS. Theme tune at the top of the
Okay,
pop-
yes.
Theme tune at the top of the pops.
Yes, theme tune at the top of the pops, indeed.
And when you play the whole thing of it, they do this lovely little classical bit right at the beginning.
Yeah,
Which seemingly has nothing to do with it at all.
No.
But they come in with it, and it's a great version of a great song.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Is CCS? Is that Alexis Corner?
Alexis Sale.
Yes.
No, Alexis Corner.
No, not Alexis Sale. He was a
Alexis
comedian,
Corner,
wasn't he?
sorry.
Yes,
Alexis
Alexis
Corner, yeah.
Sales. Alexis
Yeah,
Sales is a
Alexis
comedian.
Yeah.
That's like Colin.
Yeah, Alexis Corner. Yeah,
Alexis Corner. Right. Yeah.
they did.
That is a really good version.
Peek Through the Bathroom Door. Not their finest moment, but not a bad song.
Great song. Peek through the bathroom door. Did you ever see your sister in the raw? That wouldn't get released these days either, would it? To be honest,
we haven't got a sister, so it was never an issue.
well, no, but it wouldn't get played on the BBC.
No,
it
it
was
probably get paid on CBW radio.
I
given
might
the
ask for it.
Given the
But
stuff
anyway, yes,
played-
a whole lot of love, CCS.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll do my other one another time whenever you lot are finished.
Well, I've got a whole lot of love CCS as well, so that kills
Okay.
time there, doesn't it? Stinks looks like he's going to have the most, so yeah, let's have another.
Are we familiar with the B side of Iron Maiden's classic single about a night out in Leytonstone?
No.
I'm familiar with the A side, actually. What was the...
Well, the A side is "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter."
Oh, #1 single for some reason.
which
I know
is-
that song.
Right. Well, it's about a night out in Leytonstone. Okay.
Excellent. We've all done that.
We have all done that, and that's why I thought that it was Leytonstone was where we used to get off the underground, and when the toilets were shut, we used to piss on the track. I remember this because you could hide behind a bush at the top. Anyway, but the B side of "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter" is "Communication Breakdown," which is one of my very favourite Zeppelin tracks. So I thought, well, we've got to throw that one in there, haven't we?
We have indeed.
Indeed.
Iron Maiden, okay.
What's
I've
your
got
next one?
a couple that you might know of, and I'm not familiar with them, but I noticed because I do love Houses of the Holy, the song Houses of the Holy,
great
not
song.
necessarily the album. But also they did a version of Whole Lot of Love, and that's he did Pat Travis.
I saw. I don't know it, but I saw that it was on the list, and I thought
you
Pat
might have
Travis
it,
is a
but-
really good guitarist. So
Yeah. Thought you
that
might
would
have.
probably be a great version.
Scarily, Pete and I have seen Pat Travis live
We
Have
have,
you really?
yes, at Reading.
at Reading. I couldn't tell you what he played, and he was about this big. But we did see him live.
That's talking of Stinky Pete having a piss on the tracks there, wasn't it? You frightened the life out of the train drivers.
Oh dear. Anyway, yes.
So that's Pat Travis. I haven't got Pat Travis, but I saw them. And
I've got a Pat Travis album now, which was got for me by Neil.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I know Neil's a big fan of Pat Travers.
He is a
Actually,
big fan.
a few
And
songs
he
that I can quickly
almost
run out
certainly knows
before
that
the end of
track.
the show.
Yeah.
But he was the one that mentioned the version of, what was the version? Oh, you carry on. I'll look that up.
But what's your next one, Jeff?
Okay, I've got an album, and I know this album exists, and I've never actually listened to it, but I know it exists, and it's called Zeppelin in Jazz. And it's a whole bunch of different people. Your man you just spoke may well be on it, and it's all the usual suspects. It's Black Dog, it's Whole Lot of Love, Rock and Roll, Kashmir, Stay Whatever. It's all of the most famous ones done in, sorry about this, Colin, but like in the jazz fusion style.
Sounds great. I'm up for
Well,
that.
it might be complete crap, like it could be. It could be Soft Machine-esque. It could be something which is worth listening to. But I don't know. I just know it exists. So yeah.
Right. And
So that's me on Zeppelin.
That's I'm going to listen out for that one.
But apart from Rolf, obviously.
We're coming to Ralph. We're coming to Ralph shortly. Do not put those two words together normally. Right. So another one that Colin has played on his show for me.
It's not fusion, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's Kashmir featuring Slash by Escala.
Oh yes, who were featured on one of the talent shows.
They came second, and that was ridiculous because they were way more talented than whoever came first. And that album,
that's always the way, though, isn't it?
It is. But that album, which I've got and I play very, very regularly, is fantastic. And they persuaded Slash to guest guitar on it. If you don't know them, Jeff, they're basically they play two violinists and a cello, I think, or maybe two cellos anyway, and they're four not particularly unattractive women. Let's put it that way. But
that's really important, isn't it?
Well, all I'm saying is that if you're going to go and listen to that kind of music, and it's being delivered by someone who, doesn't look like...
Just remind us again, why is she like Linda Ronstadt?
Oh, piss it. Anyway, she looked very nice on my wall.
So
Raquel Welch.
It's all slashing today, isn't it?
Slash. Yes.
It's going downhill.
Is that an American term for slash? Is a slash an American term for taking a whiz? Oh. You got it now, have you? Oh,
he's gone. He's corpsed.
It's all right.
You've got it now.
Right.
Right. Well, talking of Zeppelin covers album, you're going to mention Beth Hart, presumably.
I am going to mention Beth Hart. Before I mention Beth Hart, when I went through the list, and like the fact that there were some people who covered loads of Beatles songs, and that seemed to be their entire output, it seems to me that Hart, Great White, Sly and Robbie, and Government Mule have all basically recorded everything that Led Zeppelin ever did at some point or other. In particular, Great White. I don't know if they ever did any of their own stuff, but there's a hell of a lot of Zeppelin. I heard a really interesting interview with Beth Hart on Planet Rock, talking about the labour of love that was producing her tribute to Led Zeppelin. Came out in 2022. We had this conversation a few weeks ago. When you talk about the greatest voices, it's entirely subjective. It's about what you like, and it's also very, very much driven by the genre in case. So Ella Fitzgerald, you can't really compare with Floor Jansen because they don't sing anything like the same kind of music. It doesn't mean one's better than the other. They're just different. Beth Hart, I think, stands at the top of the tree of kind of modern blues rock female singers, in the same mold as Elkie Brooks in Vinegar Joe days and Janis Joplin in pre-Joplin, so in other words with Big Brother. I think she's in that kind of, but she also has got that much softer side, so I think she's much more versatile. Her voice fits the Led Zeppelin tribute album perfectly. So she covers A Whole Lot of Love, Kashmir, Stairway to Heaven, The Crunge, Dancing Days / When the Levee Breaks, Black Dog, No Quarter, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, Good Times, Bad Times, and The Rain Song. So she covers, and what I like about it is that it's quite a range of different Zeppelin styles within the Zeppelin canon. And the band she plays with are brilliant. What she says in the interview is, she says, if you are taking on covering the best rock band there's ever been, then you basically better get it right. And I kind of understand that, because it is taking on, something pretty big. But she absolutely smashes it. It's a fantastic album, and it's all the songs that you know, but just done with her magnificent voice. And her version of Kashmir is just stunning, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
May I make an observation here?
Please do.
With my pseudo musical hat on.
Yeah.
I've been listening, despite the fact that you think I don't. A lot of what you've said as far as this is, it strikes me as it's the female bands, the female singers who are covering this sort of stuff better than perhaps others are in your mind. So songs are written in keys for a particular reason. Yeah, because that's the key that they sound right in. You have a certain ambience within that key, a certain style of whatever. And Robert Plant's voice is so ridiculously high, because he's got no bollocks, that
I think all of the groupies might disagree.
that most men won't be able to play it in the same key.
Yeah,
they're going to have to drop it slightly, which is going to change the entire complex of the piece. Whereas most of the ladies will be able to play it in the same key, so it will have the same feel as the original. Even if it's a different style, it will have the same feel.
Yeah, I think if you listen to some of the Beth Hart renditions of some of those songs, if you listen to Kashmir and Stairway, which will be the two you know best.
Yeah, then... I don't know how Kashmir goes at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know it now.
You know it now, you see. We're so good at these tunes.
All right. Well, okay. So she does Black Dog as well. So, in fact, you've got Led Zepp 4, so she does When the Levee Breaks. So there's stuff on there that, what I'm saying is, if you listen to it, I think you're absolutely right. She sounds like Robert Plant, but a female version of, and the band sounds like Zeppelin would sound if they were still playing the stuff. So, I think that's a really...
I hear what you say there, Jeff. I think I agree with what you're saying.
I'm agreeing too, which is something you won't hear me saying.
Something unusual. So that means you're all in agreement. Blimey, that is very unusual. I'm thinking of a band, male, that do sound like Zeppelin, actually. I don't know whether they've done any Zeppelin covers. Maybe they should have done.
Greta Van Fleet.
Greta Van Fleet, yeah, they haven't done it. Have they done any Zeppelin covers?
No, they just sound just like.
They sound just like Led Zeppelin, no, with Robert Plant and stuff. So yeah, thought I'd throw that in at that point. Shall I just? Have you got any more to mention, or are you happy?
No, I've just got this one last thing which kind of draws it all together and picks up the Rolf Harris thing. So I thought we should.
We'll leave that in a second. Then I'm just going to read out Neil's ones. You might have heard of some of these, you might not. He's given me 8. He's given me 4 to play tomorrow, actually. So there'll be a lot of covers tomorrow in the show, radio, CBW Radio. Vanilla Fudge, Trampled Underfoot.
Yeah. Good one.
He says on that one has a better riff than the original. Number 2 is Justin Curry with oh no, this isn't Led Zeppelin. They're not all Led Zeppelin. Justin Curry with Strawberry Fields Forever. That's the guy who sings with Delamitri.
Yeah.
Have you got a greatest hits of Delamitri yet? Because you should have best of Delamitri. No. One that we haven't mentioned or didn't mention, the Beatles, was a fairly sizable hit for Susie and the Banshees. Again from the White Album, Dear Prudence.
Dear Prudence, that's a really good song.
Yeah.
He mentions Bowie's Let's Spend the Night Together, which one of us mentioned. I think you did, Pete, didn't you? Otis Redding, Satisfaction. We sort of gave that one a mention in passing. Betty Levette, Wish You Were Here.
Oh, now I saw on my list that she covered that, but I don't know it, so I didn't mention it.
And he says that one is number 7 that I listed out is so different. So it should be interesting. And finally, there's one other I'm going to throw at the end. Finally, Nick Turner. Do you know Nick Turner? Careful with that axe, Eugene.
By Floyd.
And he says here, Pete would love this song, Fluty Prog.
Fluty Prog, I am in.
Is right up your Strasser, isn't it? Fluty Prog.
Right, I'm now going
to.
I'm now going to take over and finish this thing with the Led Zeppelin because there's a story here, but it does pick up what Jeff.
From Rolf Harris. Can I just mention one other that Neil mentioned?
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I thought you just said you'd finished.
No, that was it. But there was one other. I'd left it out to just throw in at the end because I was a bit astounded, and I think I've got it on the software, the radio DJ software, so I might play it one day. Susan Boyle, of all people, did a cover of Wild Horses.
Well, she's got a great voice, so
and it's a great song.
It is a great song,
and he loves it too.
Works.
Take it away.
Right.
Rolf Harris.
In the 1990s, there was an Australian comedy and talk show called The Money or the Gun. And each week, a guest would perform their own version of Stairway to Heaven.
I thought it was going to be some sort of horrible
no,
gun at the head game.
Just listen.
Go on.
Right, so each week, the guest would perform a version of Stairway to Heaven. And this became, and sometimes it was tied in with the theme of the show, but sometimes it was just, and it kind of like, it was a standalone thing in the middle where a guest did a version of Stairway to Heaven. But they did a version of Stairway to Heaven in their own genre. And it was so popular that they released an album of all of the versions, which was like 24 or 25. And then Atlantic Records got hold of it and thought, there's something going on here. And they released a shortened version in 1993, which I have on download.
Oh.
And it is called Stairway to Heaven, The Money and the Gun. The Money or the Gun.
Okay.
On that album are the following. Sit back and enjoy where we're going with this. Okay? Kate Severano and the Ministry of Fun do a funk version of Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
John Paul Young does Stairway to Heaven in the style of Love is in the Air.
All right. Interesting.
The Pardon Me Boys do a swing style with strong Glenn Miller references.
Is that the Chattanooga Choo-Choo, Pardon Me Boys?
The Choo-Choo, yeah.
The Beatniks do it in the style of I Want to Hold Your Hand, Please Please Me, and Twist and Shout. Nick Barker and the Reptiles do a heavy blues version. Rolf Harris does it in the style of Timey Kangaroo Downsport, which got to number 7 in the UK charts.
Yeah.
Sandra Hahn, Michael Turkic, and the Opera Australia Chorus do it in the style of an epic Wagner opera. Robin Dunn does it in the style of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Neil Pepper, who is an Elvis impersonator, does Stairway to Heaven in the style of Viva Las Vegas. The Friends of the Castanet Club do it in the style of a sea shanty. Toys Went Berserk do it post-punk. The Etc. Theatre Company do a techno dance version in the style of Talking Heads. Vegemite Reggae do a reggae ska version of Stairway to Heaven. And Judy Connolly does it in a gospel style.
And you've got this album.
That is the album, and I have it. And the
Wow.
Beatles thing is bloody brilliant.
I
Okay.
vote for the Vegemite version personally.
Listen, all of them are just so damn clever. It's called it's Stairway to Heaven by The Money or the Gun. Download it and be entertained. It is very, very good. And
Is it legal to download things by Ralph Harris? Is that don't want to get in trouble.
I think if you download the album and it's encased within the album, you're all right.
You're
But
all right.
if it says Two Little Boys, you're in trouble.
He's dead now anyway, so
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, we're all good.
We're all good. Yeah. All right. And you mentioning a sort of a reggae version of song, I forgot to mention one of the Led Zeppelin covers I could have had, which you would hate because you don't like the original one, which
Jamaica.
is Jamaica by Sheryl Crow. It's like a real acoustic reggae feel to the song,
I
which is
probably prefer the Sheryl Crow version. Actually.
deluxe edition of Tuesday Night Music Club. Anyway, I think we've done them all. We're run slightly over, but
well, we started 10 minutes late.
yeah, we did.
Well,
No, but I've got a stopwatch. You see, I got a stopwatch, so we run about 5 minutes later than we normally. But anyway, it was good fun. It was very good fun. And thank you very much, guys, for appearing on. And we'll be back next week. Well, the Stinky Pete is offered to Kuwait, so he might not be here. But Jazzy Jeff will be joining me. We'll have a discussion in the meantime about what we're going to discuss next week on the topic. But thanks very much, guys. This podcast will be posted in the coming days to the usual places, to Spotify, to the one that Jeff uses, which is Apple Podcasts, I think it is.
It is.
Apple Podcasts. And one day, if we're not banned, because we mentioned Rolf Harris, be on the BBC. Hopefully we will. So we'll swiftly go now and get some sleep. Thank you very much for watching, listening, and all I've got to say is it's a good night from me.